Hello and welcome. Hey everybody, welcome to Hobby Hangout, Painting Happy Little Minis, where we're going to hang and paint. My name's Leona. I'm one of the editors of Game Trade Media, and we have Dave and Gretchen here, hosts of Painting Happy Little Minis. Hi guys.
Hey. How was your snow day?
Yes, so here on the East Coast, we have lots of snow, snowy ice, snowy sand, icy nonsense. We're enjoying it. We're enjoying it. That's why we're here in Hobby Hangout and not in the studio. So hopefully next week we'll be back in the studio, because I did promise last week that we would be in studio. Dave's back.
Yeah,
oh, no.
They're all three, like on my screen, all three of our things were.
Oh,
so
that's not what happened on mine. Just yours blipped out.
Yeah, same here.
Oh no, Dave.
My internet. I can hear my daughters siphoning it off upstairs.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
They need to sell it back to me later.
Nice. So yeah, we've been chilling out in our houses, and we're going to paint some stuff. So Gretchen, how have you been on your snow day?
I've been pretty good. I've been hanging out. I went and I tried to walk the dog, and that was fun. That was like ice skating, and also a lot of animal wrangling because my dog loves snow.
Aw.
He was trying to eat it. But yeah, just hanging out, having a good time.
Good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. How about you, Dave? Did you do anything on your snow day?
My snow day.
Yes.
I worked this morning.
Yes.
And I took a quick nap this afternoon, so I'd still be fresh for this evening because I'm old now. Apparently.
It's all good.
But yeah, no. One of the best things with the so. Went out this morning and solved our sidewalk because of the ice sand. Tiny, basically, it looked like snow, but it was just tiny little balls, like spherical balls of ice.
Yeah.
And I was worried about, like, do I go and shovel it now? How do I get through the ice all the way to the bottom? But thankfully, because for the last 3 snowfalls, I've shoveled in front of our neighbor's place. I usually do like our place and then two houses either side.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So my next door neighbor, he took care of that. He shoveled it all, and he was out there. I could hear him out there, like picking up the ice and shoveling up. It took him a while, but I was very thankful.
He's like, "Oh, it's my turn," and you're like, "Thank you."
That's a good time for it.
Yeah. So it was all good. I'm glad I didn't have to shovel too much.
Yeah, that makes sense. Real quick, I want to say hi to people in the chat. We have Sumkey, hello. Sith Lord, thanks for joining. Roger Moore. What's snow? Good question. we didn't see snow today. We saw ice.
Yep. Dave's down in Arizona, so.
Oh, yeah.
Skirted the polar vortex.
Yeah, I think the desert, helps that.
I remember the first time I saw snow.
I know that it does get icy around there. Also, Garay, hello, welcome. Welcome to Byron and Seth and Francis. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. And anybody else who's in the chat, go ahead and say hi. We'd love to know that you're watching us and hanging out with us. Also, Garay says, don't eat the yellow snow. It's not lemon flavor, I'm told. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's not. And also, I need to point out, somebody said there's a snow place like home.
Wait, he did? Why did I miss that? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Good stuff. Good stuff. Evening to Betsy, evening to Facebook user with through Restream, StreamYard. If you let us access your profile, then I can see your name. Hello, Mike Melbourne. And apparently Oklahoma had a tornado.
Oh my God. A snow
weather.
Tornado.
Is it like Sharknado, Snownado?
Yeah. It's much less deadly than Sharknado.
Oh,
But, and
That's great.
P. Becker's in there says no snow in
Oh
thinking hard.
yeah. Oh,
I
Perth.
would, so yes, Perth, Western Australia.
Dun dun dun.
I would actually go for that. I'd be fine with.
I would be okay with some warm weather.
Yes.
Yeah. Snow NATO is full of Yetis. Yeah. And they like come and grab you.
In that case, it's much more deadly than the Sharknado. At least they're in their own, right?
Yes.
No. Sharks.
Yes.
Sharks in the air, not so much.
No, it doesn't make any sense. So on this show here at Hobby Hangout, we like to talk about minis, all things miniature. So grab your minis, grab your paints. Don't do what Bilbo Baggins hates. Paint mini. So I will probably be touching up the dragon that I had painted last week, just because it's kind of the only miniature in my house right now. And you can't see it on camera, but like the underside of the wings is just like one random coat of a color. So I kind of want to go back in and, ooh, someone's texting me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna silence my phone. So that's what I'll be working on today. Dave, what will you be working on?
I'm painting up some. These guys are called Fulbright Electro-priests.
Nice.
Or the Adeptus Mechanicus army of Warhammer 40,000. So the thing I'm doing at the moment, just to show you, so on their screen, you can see little thin blue lines.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, what's going on?
Gretchen, I'm gonna mute you for a second. Sorry, you're muted.
You're just throwing everything in their mic. It's crazy. But yes, they have little tattoos.
Oh, okay.
They're electricity tattoos, so they're electos all over their body, which allows them to channel energy and into their weapons.
Oh, very nice.
So you can probably see them a little bit better on that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going through and painting those now. I'm using the contrast athematic blue.
Okay.
Which is kind of a turquoisey kind of color. And yeah, so I'm just painting that nice and thinly over those lines that are sculpted onto their body.
Oh, so they are raised.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably can't see it.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to see it, but it's just because of the camera.
Yeah, so it looks like there's a bit of texture on there. Can you see?
Okay. Yep.
Yep. So those are the raised lines. So
Nice.
I'll paint over those. So using the contrast will give me that instant shade and highlight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Makes it nice.
Very nice. Nice and easy, simple. So Gretchen, what are you going to be working on tonight?
Sorry about the noise. That was the lid that I thought was closed on my box of charcoals.
No!
So there's charcoal everywhere. So
oh geez.
on the show back in the studio, I was working on a demon guy, and he's kind of having embers kind of bursting through him. And I thought, how cool would it be if I could get some kind of 3D effect with the embers in there? And so I was told I can use cotton balls and paint to create smoke. And we're going to try that. So far, I have some starts to some experimental attempts here.
Nice.
I'm not sure how hopeful I am of this working the way it was told. I might need better directions. But if I can get little bits of smoke out of these cotton balls, if I can make it look like smoke, you guys will be really happy. I actually specifically to be my embers. So it's not going to be a ton of glitter, but I'm going to see if I can get the little bits of smoke and then very strategically place dots of the orange glitter so that when I put it on the mini, if it all looks right, then it should look like some smoke rising up from his feet or out of his nose or something cool like that. And we'll see if it works. I have some paint drying on some cotton balls. I was getting the charcoals to see if I could just smudge charcoal over everything because it would be two dry mediums and I might be able to get more of a good smoky texture. Yeah, now I have plenty of charcoal to try too. I do. I have
Yes.
of it now, actually, all over the floor of my office. Just roll around.
Francis hopes they aren't broken.
They're usable still. It's fine.
Perhaps you can use cotton balls to clean up the.
Yes.
And just do. Like,
I just feel like I'm making a fire. Like I'm staying warm. It's fine. But the goal is that I can have some pre-made effects to then have ready to go for the next show. So we can see if they look nice and if they're to scale and if they look good. And I'm hoping they do.
Cool.
And in some ways, if you make like multiple types, I think that would be kind of cool because then next week we could figure out which one works best, you know?
Have one on a dragon. It's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just gonna be trying.
Cool. I guess if anybody in the chat has ever done smoke effect stuff, let us know. We'd love to hear your ideas. Garay says stuffed animal polyfill actually works really good for a smoke effect.
Yeah.
Which does make sense to me because you can tease that stuff out. Like,
That'd be great if I had it.
Yeah.
I might be able to open a pillow.
Don't worry, don't open a pillow.
Yeah.
I have a little
For your smoke effect
hanging out there.
Do you have any glue?
Do I have any glue other than my glitter glue? No.
Okay.
I probably have Gorilla Glue somewhere. Like I feel
like
we're
not talking about hair care. We're talking about
terrible.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I did see a video though, Dave, that she was able to go to a doctor and he helped her clear her hair all out.
Yeah, which is good.
If you don't know what Dave and I are talking about, this lady accidentally, well, maybe not so accidentally, shellacked her Gorilla Glue onto her hair. But don't worry, she's all good now.
Yeah.
It was kind of insane.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that obviously people would look at and go, well, of course you don't put glue in your hair. But the hair product that she usually used was called like to be glued.
Got to be glued. Yeah.
Like,
that's what you use for like mohawks and stuff or wig styling.
Yeah. So I can totally see like somebody else going, well, this has got glue on it. This has got glue on it.
And potentially you could even like read the thing, like the ingredients, and they probably have similar ingredients. Just one of them isn't water soluble.
Yeah. Exactly. But anyway.
Oh, Francis says not accidentally, but rather unwisely. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And Sumkey is correct. Sounds like a hairy situation. Jason says my best smoke effect was thinned out Mod Podge mixed with black paint and misted over teased out cotton.
Okay.
Because that's kind of, I was kind of having that same idea, Jason, like somehow stretching out the cotton and then like glue, like almost layering it together.
Kind of fix it in place. Connect it to fix it to each other. Yeah.
The charcoal is actually looking so far better than the paint. By far way messier.
Okay.
But I'm getting a much better gradient. I just had to remember to use the soft charcoal instead of the hard charcoal.
Oh, yeah. Once you get to a point you think you like it, you should send me a picture and I can kind of share it with everybody if you like.
I can totally do that once it's not just like messy. Like right now, I kind of feel like a 2-year-old
Yeah.
because it's just like this is all it is, and I'm just
Oh,
like
right.
teasing it, trying to be like look like smoke.
Slowly, yeah.
I'm going to throw this up.
Oh, yeah.
Showed this to Gretchen and Leona beforehand. This is a model from Cerebus Studios, I think, that I did last year at some point. The idea with basically this goddess form is sort of burning from within and cracking apart there, and you can see little dots of ash sort of falling away from that sort of crack down the side.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which are just painted onto the robes. But so that's how I tackled that kind of thing in the past. But yeah, when you start working with cotton balls and filler, like stuffed animal filling and what's it called? It's not polyfiller. I can't. But that sort of thing, you've got a lot of different ways you can go with it. I think if you get that glue, you can start to shape it. I think into like,
Yeah, I feel like I need hairspray almost to.
Right. See, in that case, the spray Gorilla Glue would work perfectly. But yeah.
And I had also never seen spray Gorilla Glue. I just guess my glue knowledge is not that broad. So I was like, whoa, they sell that stuff in a spray. You better be careful.
There are some great glues, like spray glues that you can use for like putting art on, like basically paper artwork or card art onto matting.
Yes.
Board,
yeah.
kind of thing. So I think the Gorilla Glue is kind of, well, the spray Gorilla Glue is along those lines as well.
Gotcha.
Maybe it's a little bit more permanent than the standard sort of repositionable or that sort of thing.
It's Gorilla Glue's take on that type of adhesive.
Yeah, I think so.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason said toothpicks help to tease. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Also,
So nice
Gary,
if I had those.
I know. Someone had a question earlier. Question: was your base primed in red?
For these guys, yeah. So basically, what I did was assemble the model. I primed it black first, and then hit the models with a red spray in like a zenithal kind of approach.
Okay, cool.
Just because I knew that like the red was the most important part, and I wanted this particular kind of bright red from is using the I think it's pure red from Army Painter.
Okay.
The Army Painter spray, and basically I haven't had to do anything to those robes as far as the red goes. I could go
wow.
and shade them a little bit and highlight them a little bit, but for an army they're going to work just fine. I've done that same sort of approach for my for a lot of the rest of that army. But
Gotcha.
yeah, the bases that these guys are on are still in the red. Once I finish them, I'll be able to transfer them to these Necromunda bases. They've got sort of detail, and so I can paint these bases separately. They're a little bit easier to paint separately. Then I can glue the model straight onto them.
Gotcha.
So.
Looks good.
Looks
good. Welcome to some new people into the chat. Welcome to Josh Potter and also Mel Bose. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. Josh is taking a break from boxes and such to watch Painting Happy Lil Minis. Ooh. And paint some.
Oh, play some World of Tanks.
Play some.
Play some World of Tanks.
Nice. Very cool. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Oh, Road Shader is in the chat. Hey,
No.
Excellent.
the Perkale shirt. It's good. Good stuff.
I've Jeff is in the group that I kind of hang out with on Friday nights, occasionally
Okay.
nights on Zoom, and I think it was like 3 weeks ago. Everyone was talking about The Expanse.
Okay, yeah.
I think I watched the first episode or two of that and didn't really get into it. Everyone's talking about it, so it seems like it's pretty good. I might go back and rewatch it. Last night I finished season 5.
So you like it.
56 episodes in 3 weeks. I like it. And Pure and Clean is the company that they're working for, that the main characters are working for at the start of the.
Oh, okay.
So.
You know, I haven't ever seen The Expanse, but I've heard amazing things about it, and I think because it's now stopped. Like, I don't think they're going to make any more, right?
They got there's the last season to come.
Or they have like one last season, and I think once that happens, I probably will watch it all. It was just that I didn't want to wait for the story. I don't like waiting.
Yeah. No, it's definitely definitely good. It's got a lot of great things about it as far as storytelling and depth of world building. It's absolutely dripping in world building. Crazy.
Which I do love a good world building series.
Situation. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
In the bottom, so down the bottom of the comments list there, it says, "LOL, that's the way it goes, Baratna." Baratna is brother in Belta Creole. There's a whole language, and I was talking to somebody else today, and I said, if I was to learn a second language, I think it would be the fiction of Belta Creole from the.
Oh my God.
Cool.
You're one of those like crazy people.
I might actually be getting something to work.
Oh, cool.
It's not quite the shape of smoke, but it's definitely looking like smoke. With charcoals. And now I'm going to add some embers. I'm going to shoot a picture, and I already have charcoal on my face.
Put a little bit there for the is it Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday. There you go.
But, yeah, just quickly, Mel says, you're a bit good at this painting malarkey. Ever thought about doing a book? Nope.
Hey.
No. All good.
Jokes on us.
Yeah.
Also, earlier, Jason had said in terms of I use Gorilla Glue to mount primed game maps to foam board for quick disposable game prep.
Yeah.
Which, yes, that does actually sound really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of spray adhesives, Francis recently discovered that Flex Seal makes their rubbery waterproof sealing material in a spray can. So that would be a very bad hairspray.
But apparently you'd be able to float just fine.
You would never... Oh my goodness.
I do often think about picking up some of that. I'm not
Flex
sure.
Seal.
Just to have it in case something starts leaking.
My boat is leaking.
I don't own a boat. How crazy is that? But yeah.
Why don't you own a boat, Dave? Oh, hey, Travis. Well, if you're impatient for Expanse story, there are the books. Yeah, I was going to say, aren't they based off of the books?
Yeah.
They are. And Travis loves the books.
Okay. Then maybe
he's talking from the basement.
Nice. It's coming from inside the house.
For those who aren't aware, Travis is my fiance.
Yes.
Excellent. Nice.
Well, that's good. Honestly, I don't usually try and start a book series unless I have even just one person saying it's pretty good. So maybe I will try them out.
Yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. It's worth it. Sure. I just noticed as well, Francis said, you guys aware of Reaper Miniatures upcoming online virtual expo. It's March 3rd to the 5th, and lots of free classes. Bring your own supplies.
Very cool.
I was not aware, but it's definitely cool to know. So
yeah, I was also not aware.
Yeah, because Reaper Expo is usually like Labor Day weekend, so first in September, or
yeah, I was gonna say, is it in the fall? I usually think of October, but you're right, it must be September.
But yeah, I think that's very cool. I know that the Reaper did something virtual last year, but very cool to know that it's coming up so soon. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Very cool. That's awesome. Are you planning on checking that out, Francis? I will be interested to go and look and see what they have going on. And maybe I'll even post about it in the group.
That would be good
for us. Yep. See if we can all join together.
Excellent.
If you like Expanse, try the Honor Harrington books. It's like Hornblower in space.
In space.
Apparently, Flex Seal Spray was their first product, and it utilized in Cloudy with a Chance at Meatballs. Okay. Good. Also, hi, Gary. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Gary.
Thank you for people who have been joining. I see our number is going up. Thanks for hanging with us as we paint and chat. Gretchen's trying to build smoke with cotton balls.
I'm about to take a picture of my little tiny smoke effect that I've been working on with the embers. And let me see if I can put a piece of paper behind it so it can. I think if I keep doing this and just build up a bunch of little smoke shapes.
Yeah.
Have them on my piece of paper ready. You see all the charcoal on my hair. Yes, you can see the smoke progress. I'm going to take a picture of it and send it. Because I can't really lift it up to the camera. So Leona's going to put it on the actual,
thing. On the screen. I will make the magic of the screen video.
Yes. But I think if I make a few different shapes, maybe one of the shapes will be the right shape.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's kind of what I was trying to say earlier, where I was like, I feel like if you just do a lot, then you'll be able to be like, oh, okay, cool, one of these works.
I'm going to say that I am quietly skeptical, but at the same time, I know that every time that Gretchen tries something, does an experiment, it's like, that. How did that work? It should not have worked, but it does.
It's the whimsy.
It's the power of whimsy, Dave.
Power of whimsy.
Living my life.
Yeah.
Your rules can't stop me. But you'll see I have the little bits of glitter to create what looks like little embers floating up. It didn't really capture on one of the pictures. Let me see if I can.
Real quick.
Gave me some whimsy for Christmas, but I sent it back. Full refund.
Full refund. Terrible.
It kind of looks like hairy smoke, but that's okay. We're working with it. We are learning.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just wanted to say hi to Thomas in the chat. Hi to James.
Hi, James.
And hi to Buy the Tron. Thanks for joining, coming and hanging out. I'm painting a dragon. Dave is painting a
electric
men. Electro-priests. See, I was gonna say priest, but I was like, I don't really remember what they were.
They're not particularly hugely religious themselves. Yeah.
And Sumkey said, don't worry, Dave, it's all smoke and mirrors. Which I can appreciate.
That can work too.
Francis said, apparently they did a Reapercon. Wow, uncovers our faces in September. There was so much interest. They decided to do another one in the spring. Gotcha. Okay. So they hope to resume an in-person con this fall while offering perpetual spring virtual experience.
Okay.
Very cool. So there's tons of stuff, and there will be an online RPG games hosted via Warhorn. Okay. Very cool. So for those of you who just joined or maybe didn't hear earlier, Francis was mentioning Reapercon. That's happening March 3rd through 5th. And it's going to be all online, which is really cool. And apparently it went really well. So they're going to keep doing online cons.
All right. Pictures sent.
Okie dokie. Just give me a moment. It takes me a little bit to save them. So Dave, you still just using that same contrast color?
You say it like I've been using it for weeks.
Same one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say it.
Yeah, I've actually just finished, and so yeah, we can see it on. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Lines there.
Nice.
So I'm just going to mix a little bit of white into it. I'll take that out of my mouth so I can.
Okay.
Yeah, mix a little bit of white into the achromatic blue, and then do some quick highlights in some areas.
Cool.
But yeah, and then I'll move on to some of the metallics.
Okay, fine. That can. Now I'm just poking my flames with a bobby pin covered in glitter glue. So you can see I have that's just the professionalism.
The finesse. Okay, so this is one of the photos. So right now we're going to be looking at the smoke effects that Gretchen is hopefully going to add to her mini next week. So yeah, Gretchen,
They turn out great. We'll see. I'm just gonna keep making them.
So the bait down at the bottom there, that's all charcoal.
So that's all charcoal, and then I have the tiniest bit of contrast black on the very bottom. I stuck it on my my sketchbook paper,
Okay.
and plopped it down in that so that I would have some kind of flat base. So if it ends up being good, I can hopefully just schluck it off and stick it on my mini.
And
yeah,
then
if you need to go in and like you could slice it off with a knife and then clip out little bits.
Yeah.
Well, but it should still flex around the model. But no, that's looking great.
And so this is one of them. I see the sparkle. I see where you put the glitter right at the bottom, right?
Yeah, it's right at the bottom, and it's all drying. And then I've been dabbing it since none of it really showed up in the picture. I dabbed a few more as like little embers, but I want it concentrated at the bottom, so that it looks kind of like a smoldering fire.
Yeah.
And you can see that kind of. I like how that looks now that it's drying.
Yeah.
That kind of swirl of smoke, that tendril of smoke going up.
Looking good.
Just kind of shaping it and hoping it stays in the shape I so desire.
Yeah, could you use like a spray to make that?
I think
I feel like I could use hairspray.
Yeah, some hairspray would be the way to go for sure.
Okay. Because that would provide, I think, just enough like little shellac on there to make sure it doesn't wilt over time.
Just sad smoke.
Cool.
To answer your question, it's a smoke effect. So on the show, we were painting these demons. And I don't know if Leona has pictures of what we were working on or not accessible.
Yeah, let me just keep talking and I'll try and get one for you.
Yeah. So for my demon, I was working a lot with textures and trying to get this effect of it being kind of almost like lava or smoke-esque, and having underneath the skin kind of this fiery lava-y effect. And it turned out it looks really nice so far. I'm very happy with the work in progress. But I've never done smoke effects, and I was like, this would be cool. So what I'm hoping to do is either have it at the feet, at the hooves of this demon, so it looks like as he's kind of like a little weird pose. I don't make it you. He's in that pose, have that smoke coming up from the bottom to reflect the embers that you see up on his shoulders and muscles kind of going around. Or he has like a bull ring in his nose. I think having it kind of like shooting out of that would look really cool. There he is. There's my guy.
So I think you could. It would be neat to have it on top of the model, so up on his back there.
Oh, up on his shoulders where I have all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be cool. Direct.
I think it depends on what I'm able to accomplish.
Now everyone watching.
Everyone, we'll do it together.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, Gretchen.
So yeah, we'll see. I'll see how my little tendrils of smoke end up coming out, and if I like how they look, and I can get them to a point where I can, kind of place them up and put them on the menu without committing to anything, so I can really see how nice it looks or doesn't look, then we'll be golden.
Cool.
And I'll have learned a new skill. Making smoke out of charcoal and cotton balls.
Yes.
Super cool. Yeah, did you want me to show the back?
Sure, yeah.
I actually have I realized I posted them in the group a little while ago.
But yeah, well, as Dave has tried and true methods of miniature painting from years of experience, I have
less.
I started painting miniatures on the show on my first day, but I do have a fine arts degree, and that means I'm crafty. Part of a fine arts degree.
I think you're delightfully unencumbered by those decades.
I don't give any care. I'll just make something.
You will let it go. Whereas I will sit there and go, I don't think so.
Yeah, the experimentation.
I'm like,
is cool.
we're gonna do it.
Which I think is awesome. That's great.
I would love to do an episode like Cutthroat Kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Leona's like, I watch cooking shows. I'm excited. I would love to do an episode like Cutthroat Kitchen where we just get just a bunch of weird things that we have to incorporate into mini painting, and I don't know if money goes to charity or something. I think it would be golden. I think it would be good. Mostly, I just want to see you paint with weird things, Dave.
That's fair. A long time ago, when I was much younger and could stay up late, I would occasionally do. My friends would get together and do 24-hour painting challenges.
Oh, okay. Where
we'd show up, we'd have all of our miniatures assembled and primed, and we had to paint an army in 24 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we'd usually start at 9 a.m. Start painting. We'd take a break around about. We'd take a break for lunch and dinner and that sort of thing, and then we'd probably take a break around 9 o'clock and go to the pub for a couple of hours.
Wow.
Come back and continue painting until 9 the next morning. But the reason I mention this is that when I brought that to, when I sort of introduced it to some folks after I moved to the US, they started to do that in my local Games Workshop store. But it was done in the Iron Painter fashion, Iron Chef fashion, where it was, okay, and you have to use tentacle pink.
Oh no!
You have to use the color.
Yes, I'm about that. Bring the creativity.
So yeah,
make it fun.
Yeah. So things like that. Those things have happened. I've done those before. But
so you'll do them again. That's what I'm hearing.
Sure, not for 24 hours.
That's fair.
For a much shorter period. 2.
Yes.
2 hours.
24 hours might be a little much for me as well. I'd start getting. I feel like I'm already pretty full of energy on the show. I feel I would get extra slap happy.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. 24 hours. We don't need.
Excellent.
Oh, we have some stuff going on in the chat. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with it. Byron's asking, have I heard no more Mandalorian? Apparently there's a link to the Reaper Virtual Expo at reapermini.com. Thank you.
Yep.
James is not painting, but making crates and furniture, mini wood sticks. That's pretty cool.
See, we're making the accessory.
Gary said when he did smoke, he actually used ink, which makes it kind of like what you're doing at the bottom of your.
Oh,
I think
I haven't had any luck so far with my contrast. I thought the contrast paints would do that. So this is my contrast paint.
Oh, womp.
Smoke. So I'm letting that dry more.
Yeah.
I think if you let it dry, you come back with like maybe a brown mixed into that black.
Yeah.
I think you'll get
it's a little, yeah.
You'll get something. You'll get something.
Someone was asking, which I feel like we kind of answered already, but is the smoke effect more for the base of your mini or something you want to attach to the form? We will find out next week what works best.
You gotta stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You never know what I'll do.
It would look really cool with some yellow flame light lights under it, which actually someone else said the same thing. Good job. Michael and Jason literally same thought.
Yep.
Francis said the smoke looks awesome. Well, thank you. I think it looks really cool too.
Yep.
And fine arts degree means that you know where light and shadow belong. And I agree. That is important.
A huge advantage.
I don't know where I just put my smoke is the problem.
Oh no. Where did the smoke go? Twitch iron painter, yes.
Oh my god.
No, I think that was more of a he's twitching. Is it?
Yes.
Iron paint.
Oh, there we go.
Yes,
Yeah.
rather than do it on Twitch.
I'm thinking, do it on Twitch. That's a good idea.
No,
Yeah, we could do a whole lot for charity events on that.
No, it's all good. I can't imagine
you can't imagine
well, I just don't like staying up for very long, so I would never recommend a 24-hour stream.
Sure.
I'm like, how about like 4 hours? That would be good.
It's one of those things where like in the when you've got like 8 hours to go, you kind of at the point where you're still not sure if somebody's going to finish or not.
Yeah.
So you can be poking a lot of fun at them. And then with the 4 hours to go, it's like, yeah, they're not going to finish unless I encourage them. So I'm going to be encouraging now. And then you look at your own stuff and you go, I don't have time to encourage them. I got to finish my own stuff. So the last like 2 or 3 hours is completely silent. It's everyone's like.
That's what the MC is for. That's why you have to have an MC.
So funny. I didn't think about it. Like you get to a point where you're like, I can't be their friend. I need to finish.
I can't talk.
No more jokes, only paint. Yes, our audience can watch everyone nap. And then it's true. 24-hour stream, but we're only awake for a normal amount of time of those 24 hours.
That's kind of creepy.
Yes, actually. Now that you mentioned it.
I'll just go off camera.
It's just an empty green room.
We can play some music or something.
Play some music.
Fine.
It'll be fine. All fine.
For people who are watching, still hanging around with us, what have you guys been painting? Normally I asked that earlier, but I kind of forgot with our smoke stuff. We would love to know.
I'm excited.
Got some good photos from the Painting Happy Lil Minis group on Facebook. Which, what's she laughing at?
Sorry, Francis said no creep intended.
Good stuff.
But
it's true.
Yes, should we check out the minis from the group?
Yeah, we totally can. Totally can. And then put in the chat what you guys have been painting, and once we come back to the chat, then we'll talk about that. So cool. Just so you guys know, I've been kind of trying to figure out if we should start a Discord for Painting Happy Lil Minis. I don't know if people would be interested in that. People want to do that. Dave says no, but it's what all the cool kids are doing.
Dave, you're old.
And Discord is where it's at, Dave. It's actually a great program.
I'm aware of it. I've heard of this thing called
Discord.
I think that's what it's showing across the Discord.
Wait, that's so incredible. That's awesome. All right. So, but these are from our Painting Happy Lil Minis Facebook group. So if you are interested, we do have a Facebook group where you can join the mini painting community and people post and share stuff. And then we talk about it on the show, which is fun.
Yep.
So here is some that people have posted within the past week. First up, we have Brad Taylor with a butterfly frog from Etherfield.
How cool.
Ooh, that's cool.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I like this one.
That is, that is very cool. I think the mini itself is neat. It's a cool mashup mini, which are always fun. But I think Brad's paint job on there is really nice too. I love the kind of the variations of the greens and I guess the just variant greens through the body of the frog there. Look really nice, and of course that sort of bright reddish orange eye. It's just fantastic. Stands out perfectly. But yeah, I think great mini, and Brad's also done an excellent job painting it. Looks really nice.
Yeah, good job. Looking nice. I love the color of the blue / turquoise green.
I would be terrified to see this landing next to me while out adventuring in the wilderness.
Definitely poisonous.
It's going to touch you with those two feelers on top of its head, and that's where the poison's secreted, I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot.
But
like how you two instantly look at it and you're like, poisonous. And I'm like,
maybe it's one of those things where you have to go and capture one.
Oh.
Yeah.
For him to extract the poison.
I like this. I like this world we're building.
Definitely cool, Brad. Nice work.
We also have Chris Hood with Thief from KDM Echoes of Death.
So yeah, Kingdom Death monster. Echoes of Death. Looking very cool. I think a lot of the Kingdom Death stuff is very tends to be very desaturated.
Oh yeah, good point.
Because the world is very dark, and it's like you have somebody in your party has a lantern, or everybody has a lantern that they're carrying around to explore more of the world. But yeah, this bright green hair, it's just a fantastic kind of switch up, I guess, for it. So it looks awesome. I think Chris has done an awesome job here.
Yeah, especially with the red. I mean, the oranges that are in the leathery type cloth.
Yep.
I like that against the green. Yeah,
it looks it's done a really nice job there. And it's having that really sort of bright, saturated here at the top, down to the very desaturated base. That's nice sort of contrast through the model. But yeah,
good stuff.
This looks great.
There's also like a mask here.
All right.
On their back. And like maybe rockets? Not so sure.
I just say the size it is on my screen for a second there, the like the orange and then the white and then the orange kind of gave it a little bit of a clownfish kind of look.
Oh, true. It does.
I don't think that is Nemo on the back of the.
No. Not Nemo. Clive Mills with a zombie ogre.
This is zombie ogre, yeah. This is the WizKids zombie ogre, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we painted this in, was it October?
We did paint that.
Yeah, gosh, a while now.
Been a while since. But yeah. So it's good to see Clive posting in the group. Very cool. But yeah, looking good there. I think the favorite thing about this is that there's a lot of different textures and surfaces on this model.
Okay.
Clive's gone in with a very sort of neat approach to it all. So you can very clearly see what's flesh, where the wounds are, where the wrappings are, all that sort of stuff. So he's picked those out really nicely. But yeah, looking good. I think can you zoom in a little bit actually?
Yes, I can.
On the face for me. Yeah, it kind of it's kind of weird. it kind of looks like he has a bit of a beard going on, like a chin strap kind of beard.
Oh, right here.
I don't think he does, but yeah. But it just kind of reminds me of a podcast right now. So.
Oh, okay.
Because he's this podcast
He looks
also bald with that beard.
okay.
And he's kind of sometimes he can look like an angry guy. You could expect him to be yelling.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, looking good. Nice work, Clive.
10 points if you guess who Dave's thinking of. Just joking. Cody with a Nurgle Hellbrute Kit Bash. So he was basically saying that there was lots of parts of this that he added.
Yeah.
And modified.
Can you zoom in for a sec? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff in there. The central part, I think, is the Amble, which is a Games Workshop kind of variant of the Umber Hulk.
Okay.
So it's got that big sort of insectoid head.
Right.
But the and the fifth on the right, I think, is part of the original Hellbrute model. I could be wrong, but the one sort of that's on the model's right, our left, is I think from an old Chaos Spawn kind of thing. I could be wrong there as well, but it's just super nasty.
What?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness. I love it. I love the colors that Cody's gone with, and I love the that really vibrant green sort of ichor.
Yeah.
That's float the base is that's on the base, and it's also
on him
oozing out of the mini. Yeah, looks great.
Good stuff.
Good work.
Yeah, it's nice that this blue green color is of a similar like saturation, I guess, of this red color. I don't know, they complement each other very well.
Yeah.
In this mini. Because then the green is the one that pops.
Yeah. And also that kind of the saw that's on
his head. The wound.
Looks great. Nice
good
work.
job. Looking good. We have Gary with another recent addition to his Death Guard.
Excellent. More Nurgle stuff.
Very nice.
It's cool. Yep. So these are the Death Shroud Terminators.
Okay.
Which all have their big man Reaper scythes. But yeah, these are looking really, really nice. I love that. So they all have like hoods on.
Okay. Yeah.
And kind of most of their faces are hidden by the hoods. But I really love that the Gary's picked those hoods out in like black. And the even the guy at the back there, just so that it sort of sinks it in and pulls that armor forward, so they look even. So the armor looks bigger, and they look a little bit sort of more wasted and diseased, like they would be.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah,
good choice.
Really nice, nice job there, Gary. They look great.
Very spooky. Also, there's just like random tentacle thing going on over here.
That's the best part about Nurgle.
It's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
That just happens sometimes, Leona.
Florida Marines. Okay.
Yep. I'll after we have a look through these, I'll show you some of the conversions I did for my Death Shroud.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see them.
But yeah, they look great, Gary. Nice work.
Chris Gorka with an Arco
Vigilant.
Flagellant Unit 2 for my Adepta Sororitas.
Yep. So these ones are the Adepta Sororitas are the Sisters of Battle.
Yes, I remember the sisters.
Yeah. So they have the power armor and the bolt guns and that kind of thing. The Arco Flagellants are the some of the basically penitent
okay.
sort of the people who should have been following the Emperor. They've done something wrong, so
they get a little modified.
They get a little bit modified, and they sort of jacked up full of combat drugs, and switched on and thrown out into battle kind of thing.
Real quick, Sonky says, I love Leona trying to translate 40k words. Yes.
There are sometimes where it's like, I want to help her. Should I just leave it?
Sorry.
Yep.
What I need to do is just power through and then not be ashamed that I can't pronounce any of them.
That's cool.
Can't be any worse than the time you guys made me on the preview side. I had to read Klingon.
Oh yes, Klingon, yeah.
Awesome. That's cool.
Are the
It was great.
Yep.
Are the dog tags part of the mini?
No, they're part of the mini. They are.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Each of them has a number, a specific number. But one of the things I was going to say is that I've said it before, is that Chris usually for his color schemes goes for a lot of desaturated colors, and then usually one color that is saturated and pops out. I think over the last few weeks, the last month or so, more and more of the model is becoming sort of desaturated. You can see on these there are little hoses there. Yep, with the black and yellow stripes.
These don't even have any. Actually, I think they do, but
probably does on the back.
Yeah, you can see them.
But that's the spot, the tiny spot that he's chosen to go with for that saturated color for these models. But also throwing, I'm going to make a shout out here to the bases.
Woo!
Bases have a very, they're sort of done as like that cracked marble. So it's possibly in an old sort of been charging an old ruined temple. And it's great that he's popped in the tufts and the other bits of flock there to show that it's overgrown. But yeah, looks great. Nice work, Chris.
Looking good. Yep. Oh, there's even blue. I didn't notice that, which matches the tile. We have Greg with a frost giant.
Yep.
Looking for some comments and criticism.
Yep. I think, this looks really cool. Greg's done an awesome job of getting that cold feel in there. I had a look. I was looking through the group today, and I think Greg threw in the comment on this one saying that this mini is how he feels when he bites into a York peppermint patty. You get that sort of cold, minty shock. So I think that's a great description of it. But I think I like that that the treatment of the skin is different to the treatment of the blade, which is also different to the sort of the cold treatment on the haft of the weapon.
Right.
So it's kind of picking out different, presenting cold in a number of different ways. It's all using blue, but they're not. It's not the same across all of those points. But yeah, definitely good. And of course, I mentioned it, throwing in the like the orange there.
Yeah.
The orange brown. This is a great contrast for the blue. But yeah, looking really nice, Craig. Great work.
Yeah, it looks good. This guy is trolls. This frost giant is very strong.
Yep. Lifts a lot. He lifts a lot.
He lifts a bigger thing.
So.
We have Jason with Nolzur's, that should be Nolzur's Mastiff and Shadow Mastiff.
Yep. Yeah, these are.
She was talking about last week, actually.
Yeah. Yep. No, these are definitely cool. I had not seen the Shadow Mastiff model before.
Yeah, neither had I.
And it looks really cool. I love the use of the purple on there.
Rob says, "Who's a good doggo?"
Yeah.
One of them, I think. Is a good doggo.
But the grin on that Shadow Mastiff, it has a bit of a Cheshire cat kind of grin.
It does.
Even though it's a dog. But yeah, I'd still be guessing that the one on the left was the good doggo.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason's done a great job there. I love that the like the wisps of sort of ethereal smoke are black rather than it being like a black dog with purple.
Yeah.
I would have gone. But switching around, having that purple on the body and the black on the smoke looks great.
Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong with this model. I think Jason might be watching, but I think this model is like slightly see-through.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
From with the purple, like I think it might be kind of like a
translucent.
Translucent, yeah.
Right.
At least that's my guess from the way the light is hitting, like this tail right here and
okay.
The feet. So, but I agree, it was a cool way to paint the model purple.
Yeah. And one of the other things I'm going to point out here is Jason's excellent work on the trim on the armor of the mastiff on the left. Those super fine lines, picking those out. He's done a great job there.
Oh, and apparently, yes, the shadow is translucent.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's cool. Sith Lord says a mount for a gnome or a halfling in the party.
For sure. If I was a gnome, I would totally have that massive for a mount.
Yes. It's so good.
It is.
So
nice.
Good.
Good one.
Yeah, looking good. So that's all we'll look out for now.
Okay.
And then we'll check back in a little bit later and I'll look at the rest of them. So thank you for everyone who posted up so far.
Yep.
And we're going to go back through the chat and hear about what people have been painting. And it's been a little while since they posted, so I'm going to have to go back for
If you go, I think the first post where people were talking about what they posted was Sith Lord posted more
vehicles. Yep, that's where I saw. That's what I saw too.
Yep.
So yeah, if you haven't yet, tell us what you've been painting in the chat, and we're gonna kind of like walk through it and just talk about it. So Sith Lord says more vehicles. Very nice.
So yeah, last week I think we saw was last week before we saw Dave's rhinos.
Yes, it was last week.
Vehicles with all of the little script.
Yes, because it inspired the script for your.
The screen, yeah.
The screen, yeah, looked good.
Oh,
Betsy said, "I'm painting the machine enemies from Horizon Zero Dawn." Oh, very cool.
Oh, very cool. Yep.
That's by Modifius, right?
Steam Forged.
Steam Forged. Okay. Okay.
But
nice.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I've never seen because I don't play video games. I never sort of saw that as a video game. But yeah, the minis for that look awesome. So
yeah,
Betsy, you can post some of those up in the Facebook group. That'd be awesome.
We would love to see them.
Yeah.
Roger Moore said, "Just about done with Adventure Tactics, and then back to Monumental. But another game came in Monday. After Empire, maybe the next one." Cool. Switch painters every 8 hours. Okay, yeah. For our 24-hour stream, we just need more painters. Right now, Betsy's working on the Striders. That's cool.
Oh, from the Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah. I love the art in that game. Yeah. I'm not a huge video game player, but I do love looking at video games.
One thing that was really weird with that one as well is I was in the UK in 2018, I think.
Okay.
And at North Star Military Figures, and just talking to one of the guys that works there, and on his desk he had an art book, and I said, "Oh, that looks interesting. What's that from?" And he goes, "Oh, it's from this video game called Horizon Zero Dawn." I think it'd be awesome if somebody made some miniatures of these, but it's a Sony license. I don't think anybody's going to get it. And now, 3 years later, Steam Forged have it, and
very cool.
Painting them up.
Yeah. Sean said he's painting Lumineth archers and Coral. Corhill. Yep. And Jason finishing a shambling mound, printing Baby Yaga's hut. Baba Yagas.
Baby Yaga. It's the newest.
Yaga.
Baby Yoga's hut.
Baby Yoda's hut for his next big project, but he has many hours of prep to do before painting. Cool.
Excellent.
And apparently Discord is a no for Josh Potter. That's fine. Also, hi, Rob. Thanks for joining us. I did notice you, but we were looking at photos, so Gore, which I believe is Jason, is attempting Zenithal priming. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not expecting much. An ogre, basilisk, and 2 wizards.
Right. Yep.
So is that like a? Is that a type of
Zenithal priming?
primer?
No. Zenithal priming is where you prime with one color, usually a darker color, and then you prime again from a zenithal position.
The sun. Okay, yeah.
Zenithal priming is usually like around about like 45 degrees or somewhere in the vicinity, and it what it can do. I've done it on. These aren't the best example of it,
but it helps with shadows and highlighting.
Yeah, you get to see where the shadows should be. So this was primed black, and then Zenithal primed with a gray, because the armor is going to be gray. So you can see a lot of gray, but there's also some dark areas under there. So it's also kind of what I did with these guys, with the prime them black and then hit them with the red. So
gotcha.
In the shadows, there's still that black showing through. So doing it with we were talking. I was chatting with Jason on the in the group about it, and he was saying he was a little bit worried because he didn't have any black primer, and it's like, you can do it with gray and white, you can do it with black and gray, you can do it with colored sprays as well. But the idea is just to get that so you know where that where the contrast is, where should the shadows be, where should the highlights be.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. Just don't use the same color, I guess.
Yeah. There's some folks who were using Zenithal Prime. And we talked about contrast paints, for example, before, where when you put them over, they provide a highlight and a shadow.
Yeah.
Like a midtone. They work best over like a completely white or close to white primer.
Okay.
Before contrast paints, people would do Zenithal priming and use washes, just or inks over them.
Gotcha.
So that the darker part of the prime would show through the wash.
You're essentially getting the same effect, but it's taking less time now with contrast because you don't have more steps.
One less step. You don't
have to do
one spray coat rather than 2. So
gotcha. Apparently there are a lot of painting groups on Discord, which I figured. So there are different channels and stuff like that. Seth is priming Morlock Predator that he printed last week. Cool.
Nice.
Apparently there are stone faces on her backpack. That's cool.
Excellent.
And I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, thanks for joining us, Roger. We appreciate you. Off to play Last Light with Roy Kennedy. Nice.
Excellent.
Part of the Frostland theme, he moved on to 2 female Inuit warriors.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
That was Greg who had painted up the Frost Giant.
Yeah.
Earlier.
You do some nice work on those.
Francis said, I'm painting a Reaper's pig and pumpkin cart. Oh, cool. I finished the cute piggy and a couple weeks ago, and now I'm working on the cart.
Excellent.
Nice. By the Tron said, flipped from America War of Independence to working on some Super Dungeon Explore at the moment. Then might go back to my Firefly adventures. Cool.
That'll be fun.
Excellent. We might have some Firefly stuff a little later. Not tonight, but
no. In the future.
2022, something like that. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, yeah. AKA, we do have some Firefly stuff, so hopefully we'll paint it on the show soon.
That would be cool.
I love Firefly. Yeah, it's akin, as Rob agrees with you, Dave, it can be a very fast way to paint if you use thin colors over it.
Yeah.
So, yep.
And Rob
Kingdom
says,
Death is creepy.
Yes. The wonderful body horror.
I thought it was a mask. Apparently it was stone faces on the ground.
Yep.
That she picked up because she's a thief.
Well, because they're just everywhere.
They're just everywhere.
I think the story behind Kingdom Death Monster is just when I first heard it, when it was first sort of described to me. And when I say described to me, I was watching a playthrough, and the guy who was running the game talked about and presented the story, and I was like,
Okay.
oh wow, it's basically like you wake up, you don't know where you are. It's like pitch black. Like somebody lights a lantern, and you can see you're on a plane full of stone. That's all stone faces of various sizes, and you don't know where you are. You don't really know who you are or why you're there.
Okay.
And you just got to survive.
Very esoteric.
Yeah, it's just like meet up with other people, form a community, have your encampment, and send people
Don't
to go
die.
and to not die, to sort of scavenge resources from the various monsters that live in that also live on the plain stone faces.
Hence Kingdom Death. Kingdom Death Monster.
Yeah.
So it's three things. It's a kingdom, there's death, and there's monsters.
Monsters.
We got it.
It's right there in the name.
So someone, Jason in the chat said, Gretchen, you can also add spark effects with small pieces of fishing line. Dot the end with yellow-orange and stick the other end in the smoke. Oh, I see what you're saying.
We've talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. At first, my brain was having trouble. Where do you feel like you're at right now, Gretchen?
I'm trying to get a picture of. So I have 4 pieces of smoke now of varying shapes. And I actually have some cool embers if I can get the glitter to sparkle in the right direction so I can take a good picture of it. You know, just photography, many things. But the glitter glue that I have did stick to like little embers quite nicely. I'm gonna place that there. Let's see if this will.
That's super cool because the glitter, I guess, is big enough that it kind of looks like.
Yeah, I specifically got the glitter that was this size, as opposed to the glitter that was the other size. The easier to work with size.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Rob says 0 days since glitter accident.
Actually, I haven't done any because it's glitter glue. It's all stuck together. The charcoal, on the other hand.
0 days since charcoal accident.
Yes.
This is Betsy's husband. I've taken over her chat for a second, but y'all should know she's awesome at this painting thing. Yay!
Awesome.
Yay for mini painters. That's great.
So definitely see those Horizon Zero Dawn minis in the group.
Yes, please. Also, apparently there are some Discord mini painter channels that they end up promoting each other, and so they enjoy spending time between the channels. Cool. I'll probably keep working towards it. I just need to figure out how to build this out. I'm not very good at it, and I should just ask for help, but I'm being stubborn. Oh, hey, it's Rick. Thanks for joining.
Rick.
Good to see you.
You're back.
Excellent. I saw your Rick. I saw your PSA earlier.
PSA?
Yeah, it was. If you're cold, they're cold. Bring your board games in out of the snow.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
Don't leave your board games in the snow.
Yeah.
So you can't really see, the glitter doesn't want to sparkle so I can capture it in photo, but there is glitter up in the top wispy parts of that smoke.
Yeah, no, I definitely see it. Give me just 1 sec. For those of you who maybe have just been joining us, we are painting minis. I'm working on a dragon that I've had. You can kind of see I'm working on the veins in the inner part of the wing. Dave's working on some electric priests.
Electro-priests. Electro-priests.
Electric.
Electric would be so much cooler.
It's rad, dude. Warhammer is rad. And then Gretchen is working on some, I will not apologize for that. Gretchen's working on some smoke effects. So here they are for us to see and talk about. Oops. Whoops. Sorry. There they are. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. So
So I have like
picture.
the swirly ones, kind of billowing up and swirling, and then I have the more like whooshy ones. Professional terminology there. But yeah, I kind of liking. I'm playing around with it. I definitely feel like I need a better camera because the orange glitter is so much more orange glitter than that. You can see it even in the small little thumbnail. It's bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Leona, can you go back to that and zoom in a bit?
Oh, can I get the darker photo first?
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you want to see that one. This one is the darker one. You can kind of see the glitter a little bit better.
Yeah, I definitely have more glitter than that on these. It's just not really showing up in my photography. I don't know what to tell you.
But yeah, sorry, Dave. You said you wanted to zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, if you can zoom in on that one that's like third from the left.
Okay, this one?
Yep. No. Yeah, the one to its right.
This one.
Yeah.
That's as much as I'm going to be able to get. Sorry.
So I think in this picture that you're seeing the embers in there.
Yeah, you see them at the bottom, and there are little tiny flakes of glitter up all throughout the top of that as well. They're just not as concentrated, so they're not showing up on camera.
Like right here and here.
Yeah,
and here.
yeah, those little dots are actually sparkly.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pleased with it. I definitely think like you would be able to get a more sheer effect from like the stuffing material,
right?
And the cotton balls. But I'm not dissatisfied with the cotton balls. They just have a different type of smoke characteristic, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like they have messier smoke characteristic. Like this seems like the smoke from burning things you shouldn't be burning.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, this looks like from a big fire or something.
Perfect for a demon, right?
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be burning demons.
It's fine.
You bury your demons.
You bury your demons.
Bury them deep down. Burying them just spreads them around. It's not a good idea. But yeah, no, I think it's looking great. Very cool.
Yeah, these look really cool.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it'll look. Well, one, I'm curious to see if I can actually get them off my sketchbook. I'm going to bring the sketchbook into studio like this, like presenting a cheese platter.
Oh, marshmallows.
Yeah, Francis says maybe you could post instructions on how you achieve that smoke and sparks for people to do at home.
Yeah.
Bum,
Are the logs real sticks? The logs aren't even logs. The logs are just paint strokes. On the paper to stick them on there so that I had a surface to work from. I'm going to pry them up and stick them on a mini. Add some tea lights. They're not that big. So
are they like the size? Like for reference, is it like your fingernail, like the size of your thumbnail?
I can look them up for reference.
Okay.
So for reference, they're literally like the size of my fingernails because I want them for scale with my demon.
Yep.
So they're not quite big enough for the LEDs, fairy lights. I might be able to stick a single one under there or something, but This guy right here is the biggest.
This is what they're gonna go on.
Yeah, because the that guy is roughly like this big. He's a big mini.
Yeah, he's like the size of your hand.
Yeah, he's
almost.
like a palm sized. So I definitely didn't want the smoke effect to be overwhelming on the size of the mini. So if I can scrape those up with like an X-Acto or something and stick them on his feet or on his shoulders, the glue will be dry by then. So hopefully I can kind of like stick them on and play around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what works with that. You'll just have to tune in next week. Oh.
Someone said, but then the dwarves dig too deep and release the demon. It's true. It does look like the Balrog.
And then
it does look like a Balrog. It is WizKids, I think. I'm pretty sure it's WizKids, yeah?
Yeah, the demon is from WizKids, and it's it starts with an O. Obscuria.
I thought it was the
it's Robustio or something like that.
I'm getting the I wrote it down.
Yeah, so what
Goristro.
Goristro. Okay, so nothing like I said. Goristro, everyone. Yeah.
With bistro.
Bistro.
Ham sandwich.
Oh, doggo. So this guy, we actually, what I did with them is they came pre-painted, but I sprayed them in black. And so this is from a black base. Yeah. And both Gretchen and Dave worked with black bases, and then we're building up kind of like fire from that in different ways, which is kind of cool. So yeah, this is it was painted, but then I sprayed it in black, and from there we kind of made it look really like a Balrog. Nothing wrong with that though. I love the way that they're both coming out.
Cool.
Yes, it is WizKids. Oh, apparently future reference working on parchment paper would make it easier to remove, which does make sense. Yep. Makes sense. Yeah, they do look good. I agree. Dave, do you want me to show everyone yours?
Sure.
Okay. Cute. Just 1 second. Here we go. Here's Dave's. He has a nice smile.
It's baffling.
It reminds me of Legend, like the movie with Tom Cruise.
Yep. Character. Yeah.
But yes, he's Baphomet and this mini is actually from Gale Force 9. Yeah. So Gretchen's was from WizKids, and then this one's from Gale Force 9.
Yep. Excellent. Just quickly, Thomas Roach says good night. He's off to play the Deathwatch RPG.
Okay, have fun. Thanks for joining.
Rob suggests they pull out the old Chaos books and get them to read names from the D100 roll a demon name generator.
Oh, that's how we'll get names for these guys. Yeah. Angry cow goes moo. It's true. Rick says, indeed, looks nice.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I like how both of you guys are using red and black, playing with that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It'll be cool. Be nice to get back in and finish him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Just because of life and I don't know, the crazy world we're living in. So
things keep happening.
We haven't been back in studio. Hopefully this week it was so funny because I was like, wow, we'll be back. And then the whole snowstorm rolled in and I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna roll with this. I mean, when are we gonna get a GTM TikTok rolling? Oh, these are the questions.
What would we even do?
I'm not.
How do we TikTok? I'm too old.
I'll dance.
You'll dance?
I'll dance.
Do it.
Guys, live on.
What was that?
Live on stream.
Thriller. That's.
Ow! Oh my.
I will do Discord. I will not do TikTok.
I don't know.
Leona throwing down the rules.
Yeah, it'll just be Dave dancing, but it only from like random clip. Like I'll clip together stuff from the show, so it'll be like you like.
That is fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
I fully endorse that.
He says, "I don't dance on it, but I won't." I'm not saying I won't.
Awesome. Cool. Excellent.
For Bits stream, it's a challenge. Yeah, I agree. We'll do like a bit challenge.
Right.
I feel like we'd have to do like really random, really quick, like content. Like, is a mini painted?
Oh, we could do that little like the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is, but we could do it.
Hang on.
Wait, that would be
The
so
cool
perfect.
TikTok things. Yeah. Yeah. And it's done.
Seamless.
It's so good.
Completely seamless.
Oh, it's so good.
I've seen this.
Yeah. Well, and see that we can pretend we were like, this mini only took us 3 minutes to paint. Mini in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I'll definitely check it out, Rick. No problem. Cool. So, how's your progress going, Dave? On yours?
Still yeah.
Kind of plugging away.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm just going through and painting all the metallics using Tinny Tin. So it's got quite a lot of metal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, on him. So yeah, painting those first. I think I'm just going to try and focus on this guy. We've got 33 minutes left. So
Yes, sir, Bob.
I'm going to get some more paint and just focus on this one guy. But basically, it's the same process that I'd use for the rest of them. But, and it's kind of a standard thing as well. These guys are just going to end up in my Adeptus Mechanicus army.
I have so much charcoal on my head. This is why I never work with charcoal.
We can.
Awesome.
Somke says we can call it the mini minute. It's good
Not
stuff.
bad.
Not bad.
We can make it happen. I believe in this.
Yep. It would be amazing.
All of the young kids would call me old. I could finally be the old one, Dave.
I think it's adorable the way that you're not referring to yourself as a young kid. Like I'm referring to you as a young kid.
At my day job, I'm now the person who's old.
Yep.
They thought for a while I was one of them. It was great. And then they all found out that I'm turning 30 and they oh, you're not one of us.
And you're
I
like,
was like, no.
you're like, joke's on you, I am. I love. And then you like pull out all your nerd stuff. You're like, I'm more nerdier than you. I've been around longer.
It's so funny. They were talking about streaming. We're talking about anime. I was like, oh, I discovered some older animes. And I was like, that's so cool. Yeah, I know, right? And I was like, let me tell you the tale, the things. And they're like, oh, you have so much life. And my dog is barking, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I have no idea why. But oh my gosh, it was great. And then they couldn't figure out why I knew all these things. They were like, wow, you have so much, because I'm wearing a mask and bright pink. So they couldn't figure out. They were like, why do you know so much about life?
Dave just goes off screen. No, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think about how when you're older. Oh, hello. Hi.
You say hello?
Special guest.
Special guest. First time ever.
Yay! Can you say hi?
Hi.
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 Cool.
Thanks for joining.
Okay, are you off to bed? No? Okay. I was hoping, But no. Okay, I'm gonna put you back over there.
A small person, yes.
There we
It's
go.
true. We love. Thank you for joining.
That's Lucy. Say
Bye,
bye-bye.
Lucy.
Excellent. She came down to say hi.
Cool. It's a mini Dave. Yes. That's so great.
Yeah, see, Gretchen's right there.
Apparently, my dog was barking because he wasn't allowed in the room.
Oh. That's how it is.
If I hadn't let Lucy in, she would have been barking as well.
Oh no.
It's almost bedtime for my dog, so it makes sense that he's mad. And it doesn't count whenever the fiance does bedtime. It only counts. I'm the only one allowed to let them out or feed them, apparently. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand. Dogs are like that.
And not all of I'm pretty sure mine's like just extra weird about certain learning. Like, your dog isn't like this?
You're like, dang it. Well, I grew up with a weird dog. Like, he was kind of didn't socialize for like a year of his life with humans. So he was very much like, he only wanted certain people to do certain things with him, and he was always nervous all the time. So sometimes I forget that, yeah, you're right. It's not a normal dog experience.
I have to give people like a rundown before they can babysit him of his quirks.
Yeah.
To be fair, my wife has to do that with me as well. You know, everybody run out of my quirks.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
Josh Potter says Gretchen was like, speak to me, not of the old anime. I was there when they were only available on VHS.
But I was though. And they don't realize it. They're like, you're not old. And they're like 18. And I'm like, okay, I'm not old, but I'm like not one of you guys.
I never thought about the fact that the older you get, the more knowledge, like your nerd knowledge just increases. And it is kind of impressive when you're like, oh, I get it now. It's just because you've been a nerd your whole life. So it's like.
I ran Anime Club. I saw a thing on, I think it was like Twitter, where someone was like, they can't call me cringy. I've been cringy my whole life. Teenagers can't be in, and I was like, that's it though, for real, because I was weird in high school, and I was weird when my youngest brother, who I like took him to all his school events and stuff, he's the same age as these kids, these teenagers that I work with, and like I was weird then. I was cool for a short while. It was great, but then as soon as he hit teenager, I was weird. Children when I have them.
Francis said younger people apparently are always surprised when older people know about their favorite things, which I would say. Someone said someone needs to turn off Minecraft to get back to work, and all the kids' eyes got wide. It is true. Well, and also there's like with the internet, there's so much stuff out there. That sometimes it's hard to, at least for me, I'm like, I don't know what the kids are into these days. I'll just keep enjoying the crap that I like. We know so much of the retro nerd stuff because we lived it. It's true. It is funny when things like that.
And my thing is like I'm still into anime. So like even the new popular stuff where they're like, oh, Boku no Hero Academia, I didn't know of that. And
You're like, be quiet, small child.
I just relate to the older characters now. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, that's like, I don't know if Dave, I feel like you kind of were talking about this a while back, but we were talking about IPs and ones that are like really popular.
All right.
And that just have been around for a while and like also has been sustained. And Warhammer is one that's been around for a while and also has like a huge community.
Yeah.
Which is just impressive when you think about it, because like there's lots of things that are series that people like, that kind of go in and out of style, but that's one where it's like I didn't realize personally
how long it had been going, and the world had been developing, and
yeah. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense why I can't pronounce any of these names, because they're like so that's crazy.
Written before English was invented. That's true. You have to know the old languages, Leona.
Listen, I was so proud the other day. They were talking about something about having difficulty in an English class or something. And I actually, like, that's what I went, I'm an English major. I was like, my time to shine. Suddenly my weird random knowledge has a point. And I like went up and I was like, so I used to have the first 11 lines of Beowulf memorized in Old English, a la Tolkien, yeah. I was like, nothing gives me greater joy than when I can just be like, what? And be like, go into
and just sound like you're speaking a nonsense language.
I do. I did that. I had an elementary school classroom that before I worked here when I was still teaching and stuff, I had a classroom that wouldn't get quiet. So I started just reciting Beowulf.
And they're like, what is this evil language?
It was like, is this a spell? Is this...
Because
will this be on the test?
You're like, yes. The Beowulf.
Is this how they spoke English when you were little? Yeah. It is now.
It's true. Betsy says, my husband and kids are watching My Hero Academia right now. Oh my gosh, I would be watching, but I'm here. Well, thank you for joining us, even though you can't watch Boku no Hero. I am way behind. I'm so behind. I'm on halfway through season 3, and I really need to get my act together. But it's
Jeez, Leona, you're here with us working on one nerd credit while completely dropping the ball on the other nerd credit.
How dare.
How are you supposed to be well-rounded?
I know. And I want to rewatch like the Alien movies anyway. Old Wolf Studio said, I had to explain what squats were to a younger ITC player at a 4K eternity. How dare.
That's good. Yep. Squats were space dwarves.
Okay.
For folks who don't know, squats were space dwarves in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. They disappeared between second edition and third edition.
Okay.
And they were sort of retroactively written out. The race was written out of the system, out of the lore. They were eaten by Tyranids, who are the sort of the hive fleet thing that comes in. So their world was eaten by Tyranids, so they are no more.
Oh, wow.
But because they held such a dear sort of place in the hearts of many old gamers like myself and Jeff.
Yeah.
Old Wolf Studio. There are a lot of people who kept asking, like, "Oh, when are you going to redo squats? When are you going to redo squats?" And Games Workshop would always do reset the clock. So it's basically the more people talked about it, the less likely they were to happen.
Oh, that's so sad.
It became just a fun meme, really.
That's great.
Over the last 3 or 4 years, they've started to kind of reintroduce them to through Necromunda. So, like, tiny little enclaves of squats, because they are small, so tiny enclaves of them, obviously spread around the galaxy in different places, but they're certainly not a powerful fighting force like they once were.
Dun, dun, dun.
And so after that, whenever anything was sort of like retconned out of the universe, people would say it had been squatted.
It's true.
Go, oh, they were squatted. Oh, okay.
Apparently, they showed up in Age of Sigmar on epic flying ships.
Oh, yes.
Is that for real?
Well, it's kind of true. The dwarves in Age of Sigmar are the Dwarden, and there are the Caradron overlords, who are the like steampunk, steamship flying, crazy dwarves.
Gotcha.
They're the closest thing to squats that we've had for a long time.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah,
Cool.
it's amazing to know that there's an army was created for a game, and then it was removed from the game before a lot of people who are playing the game right now were born.
Oh,
Not they were removed before they started playing. They were removed before they were born.
And you're like, back in my day, we had squats.
We got swole. That's all I think of. Every time you say squats, I'm like, we got squats. We were.
Josh Potter says we got sisters, so maybe squats will come back. Mantic had space dwarves. Wargames Atlantic has them too.
Yep, this is true.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Epic squat army for Space Marine. Oh, he has an epic squat army for Space Marine.
Yep, I had
that
one.
Is sad.
I had one as well. That was some of the first vehicles that I converted or scratch built were vehicles for a squat army for Epic Space Marine. The miniatures for that were tiny. They're like 6mm scale.
Yeah.
So the vehicles were about this sort of size. But yeah.
I love minis because everything's so cute and tiny. Itty bitty. And that's why I do not need to get into miniatures, because I will just buy them all. Not because they're pretty, but because they're so good and tiny. Okay.
Yep.
So we do have a couple more minis from and a dog. We have a dog too.
Let's check out those minis. Oh, actually,
yeah.
Before we do, I noticed that that Rick said something about Alien Day.
Oh yeah.
Who was ready for it?
Oops.
Yep. There we go. So that's April 26th is Alien Day, which is from based on the Hadley's Hope settlement in Aliens.
Gotcha.
Because that's on the planet LV-426.
Oh, okay.
Hey, and we landed on Mars today.
We did. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away from LV.
Just a jump.
Yep.
Sorry, I was just thinking aliens, planets. Hey, we landed on Mars.
Yep.
Which actually is really cool.
That is awesome. Definitely good. So, yes, check out some minis.
Boom. Jason Sutton with a shambling mound.
Yep. Jason mentioned this earlier that he was that he'd been working on this in the chat. And I was like, oh, I know that's coming up. I know that Leon's going to show this one because it looks super cool.
I love the little red mushrooms on top.
Yeah, they're perfect. I think all of Jason's choices and like color choices on here are just great. The tones are all in the right place, so that the brighter green and the lighter brown on the chin.
Yeah.
Just sort of bring that face out from the darker greens. It just looks great. Yeah, I painted one of these at
PAX
Unplugged 2019.
2019. Ooh.
Yay, back when, in the before days.
In the before days, exactly. But yeah, it certainly wasn't. It certainly didn't do as good a job as this. Great work, Jason.
Yeah, no, I really like it. Also like the tufts. I like how the red and the white highlight the face.
Yeah.
Without it actually having to need a face. We're very much like, oh, there's the face.
Yep. No, it's great.
Looks good. Jeff Smith with the pack leader for his Wolfen.
Yeah. So cool. So.
Oops.
I'm gonna say, he's in the chat. You want to disappear so quickly? No.
No, I'm sorry.
I know. But no, I think Jeff's done an awesome job here to capture that frosty cold kind of look on the arms, the muscles on the arms, and the face there. But the Wolfen are from Space Wolves. They're basically Space Marines that go feral. And basically, there's something in there, something mutated in their genes that eventually turns them into these sort of crazy beasts. that are still harnessed and used by the space wolves.
They're furries. I don't think so. No, yeah, I really like this one. I like the red accents on the hair, like ties, and also the
On that
kneecap.
Yep. On that, what's a knee plate? I can't remember the name of the piece of armor that goes on.
I'm only thinking of the wrong thing right now.
I know, me too.
Sleeve, that's just below it. But yeah, I think Jeff's done a great job here as well. And then that white focus on that, so on the knee pad there and the biceps, it's kind of like a triangle that framed the face as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Really nice work there, Jeff. Looks cool.
And like, you can't really see it that much in the photo, but these are like some cool detailing on these.
Yep, on the claws, the frost.
Claws.
Yeah, like ice claws.
Yeah. Very cool. Good job. Love it. Kevin with a Morgul Knight.
Yep. So this is a knight from
a dog.
From the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game from Games Workshop.
Oh.
But yeah, so the these are from exactly from Minas Morgul.
It's okay.
Oh, Gretchen, it's okay. Yeah, from Minas Morgul, one of Sauron's strongholds near Gondor. But yeah,
I like the bronzy, sort of brassy almost.
Yep, he's done a really nice job there.
Detailing on this shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
But everything he's kept everything. There's good highlighting on there, so there's nice contrast in the colors. But everything's got a very somber, kind of dark feel.
Yeah.
From the little pennant flying back from the thing, big orange, and there's blue in that in those shadows there. But yeah, really nice work.
Good stuff. Super clean.
Yep. Nice work, Kevin.
Matt with a vampiric dragon.
Yeah. So this one, I think, in the caption list, he said that he'd been talking with some friends about a vampiric dragon. Or
Yeah.
saw somebody talking about it, and about vampirism. I was like, what about a vampiric dragon?
The colors remind me of, what is it called? An oxycodal?
Oxalotl.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I was so close that time. But yeah, that's what the colors remind me of. That kind of pinky, pearlescent.
Yep. And I think with the thing that's helping it is those little fins on the elbows
Mm-hmm.
as well, and the way that the fins on the head sort of spray out. So yeah, it's definitely, you're right. It's definitely got that feel, without a doubt. But what do you think? What is the vampiric dragon draining from, apart from blood, like every other dragon would? What sort of is it?
It could drain energy as well.
Yeah,
Not just blood.
Draining your psychic energy. Is it draining emotions perhaps as well?
Yeah.
I'm here for your fear.
Rob says it drains Bitcoin.
Bitcoins.
No, I like the idea of emotions or energy or something like that. Like, that makes it very spooky.
Oh, somebody's saying vampiric dragons drain you of heat.
Yeah, I also thought that.
So once all your Bitcoin's gone, then you lose your heat. So,
Fear? They drain you of fear, or they give you fear?
Well, that would be cool if they drained you of fear, though, because one, you wouldn't realize it at first, and then all your players would start to get more impulsive because they wouldn't have fear holding them back.
Like they would fight.
Feeding off fear.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that, though, that it would be because it's a dragon, you would be afraid of it. It would cause fear in you, and then would drain that fear, but there'd be a constant loop.
Right.
So it wouldn't want to kill you. Maybe it would just follow you around a bit. And you'd be like, run! And it would chase after you. And you'd be afraid. It would be draining the fear, but then it'd be like constant cycle. You'd have a base level of fear,
Okay.
of like adrenaline, but there's only so much your body can take. And imagine like your party could be having like nightmares and stuff too, or hallucinations, or kind of like how on what is it, the haunted house game, where you have like psychic tokens or psychic damage tokens. Oh, what game am I thinking of?
Is that the one with minis for?
Are you thinking Mysterium or Betrayal?
I think it might be Betrayal.
Okay.
Is that Betrayal at the House on the Hill? Or?
Yeah.
Right.
But there's tokens, because the more scared you get, the less like reliable you can be. Is it Mysterium?
Right.
Rick says it's Mysterium. Maybe it's that one. All I know is I played it and I remember it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe that's kind of the same kind of shtick the dragon.
Mansions of Madness kind of does that too.
Yeah, the more it sticks around, the less reliable you can be.
Yep.
Yeah, Eldritch Horror. That's what I was thinking.
But no, I think it's just getting back to the mini. I think this is looking really cool. I think Gretchen's exactly right. It's got that oxalotl look to it, and yeah,
really cool concept for a mini.
Yeah.
That we see a lot of dragons, and like no
We're kind
problem.
of dragon experts.
No problem with your dragon over here, your red dragon. But like it is kind of cool to see dragons like change up a bit,
given a different spin. Yeah, nice one.
So thank you to everyone who posted in the group. Even if we didn't get to see your mini, I saw it and we liked it, and David saw it, and it's been really fun to like see what people are up to. So make sure if you're not a part of our Facebook group that you go ahead and join that. If you're not on Facebook, I do have a link in our Twitch channel where you can upload your miniature to be showcased if you don't want to join Facebook or anything like that. So just head on over to Twitch, click that link, and it's just a Google Sheets and then or Google Forms, and then you can upload your photo however you would like, and I will showcase it on our show.
Yep.
Sea dragons. Dragons in the sea.
That'd be fun.
Is it a whale?
It's just a whale. That's something I would do if I was a GM. You come across the sea dragon. That's a whale. It's a sea dragon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I kind of sounded like I was wrapping up. We do still have like 5 minutes left, so if you want to come,
I know I'm hanging furiously.
Hang out with us. Sorry, because Francis was like, "It's a good show." Yes, we are coming to the end of our show. So make sure if you want to see next week when Gretchen will be working on her smoke effects.
Me taking my lovely little smoke plumes and sticking them on.
This is one of them for anyone who wants to remember. You'll be sticking them on your miniature.
Yeah.
Your little demon guy.
Demon guy.
And adding them.
Your barista.
Your barista. So do you think that they will work for you? Like, how do you feel about them?
I'm pleased with them so far. If I can scrape them off of my sketchbook without causing them harm, I think they might be able to work. They should be about the right size. And so I have the two little pieces of smoke. I think it might be better for like his feet, nothing too fancy. I don't think they'll quite work well for his nose. I think it'll be too much going on for the face with how thick the cotton is. But I think having either the small ones around his feet or something might work well. The larger, more swirly ones, I think kind of have a better look to them, but they might be a little too large. So I'll have to play. I'll have to see if I can, if I do use the larger ones, I'd almost want to wrap that smoke going up him, like tenderly, almost, and
from
see
the
if it draws the eye to where all that detailing on his shoulders are, or if it just takes away from all that detailing.
Yeah.
And we'll see. But I definitely made smoke wisps with embers. I think
That
everyone's.
was the mission, right?
I did. I accomplished the thing. And I think everyone was right with the idea for using like stuffing as kind of a more smooth kind of a smoke. Because the cotton balls are just a little bit too bulky, is the best way for me to put it. They'll come apart like this, but you'll get a lot of little chunks in there.
Right.
And for something so small and delicate, it's very difficult. Now, if I was doing, I feel like there's definitely a bunch of cool like fur techniques or something I could do with this. I think there's cool like I feel like there's still a bunch I could do with it, just not quite the texture that I was hoping.
Yeah, I think the cotton, it's hard to get it thin enough to, like, part of smoke is that it like, yeah, you can see stuff behind it, and that really was what makes it feel like smoke as opposed to clouds or something. Like, I think the cotton is great for maybe snow effect or cloud effect.
Now, I will say,
air.
coloring it worked way better with the charcoals. Charcoals were really messy, but the gradient was a lot more controllable, and it did not change the texture of the cotton at all. So I definitely think using charcoals or pastels, if you wanted to change the color on something with this kind of texture without disturbing the texture and having a little bit more control over it, that was definitely way better than using any kind of paints or inks or stuff like that. It's just a lot more control to that gradient. So that is what I learned today. And learning is important.
Yeah, Francis says, I wonder if the Halloween spider web fluff would work.
I totally would try that. I don't know how much color that would hold if you were trying to darken it.
Because the stuffing is a little tougher than the cotton. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, I think it might be harder to color the stuffing.
Yeah.
Because it's plasticky.
Yeah.
As opposed to the cloth.
That would be an experiment for another day and a lot more supplies than I have.
An old stuffed animal. No, yeah. So now we are coming to the end of our show. Now I can give the wrap-up spiel. Dave, did you want to show kind of what you had been working on?
There we go. So I got this guy finished.
Nice.
There you go.
The fun part with the Electro-priests is all of their eyes have been burnt out.
Oh, sweet.
It's not grim enough unless with that, but they all have the Adeptus Mechanicus symbol on the back.
Very good.
It's this cog in the skull, half black, half white. But yeah, so pretty happy with how he turned out. It was relatively quick. So I have 3 more. So that's 2 completely painted. I've got 3 more that I've got to do all the medals on.
Okay, cool.
And I'll be finished that squad. That's what I find.
Nice. Awesome. Yay. Woo! When you're almost done a project.
Oh, sorry. And quickly, I was going to say, I converted up some models to be my Death Shroud.
Ah, yes.
So,
lovely.
Yes. And when you're talking about like random tentacles.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, there he is.
Well, it wasn't until I looked at it tonight that it was like, I think that like this tentacle kind of has a little bit of a feel of the I can't remember the name of the actor, but the character in Scary Movie, in the spoof of Scream.
Oh, yeah.
All the scary movies.
Yeah.
There's the butler, and he has the little hand. It has that feeling of his little hand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tentacles instead.
And you're just like, ew, okay. It's just there.
I know that occasionally we talk about 3D printed stuff. I was just going to quickly show you these little flies
Oh, cool.
that are on there. These are ones that my buddy Rich Erickson sculpted for me and printed out on his 3D printer.
Yeah, it's his strong arm.
Yeah, I'm for sure. But
Very cool.
the little tiny flies that I've used on a lot of my the models on my.
Yeah,
Right.
we've seen them show up now and again. Little gross flies.
Like these guys.
Like, yuck, yuck. Oh yeah, there they are.
Cool.
And Rob says gross, Dave, but great. Francis had said 483 in supplies for half a dozen of smoky minis.
Yes.
Which I agree.
That's why
So
I'm
good.
satisfied with my cotton balls, because you know what?
Yep.
That was $2.
It's true. Well, thank you guys so much for joining Painting Happy Lil Minis Hobby Hangout Edition, where we're hanging out in our house, chilling like a villain, and that you were painting along with us. Thank you for those who have joined. Some new faces today. That was super exciting. Some old faces.
Oh no, Cat's arrived. I'm sorry, Cat.
Cat, we're just finishing up. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yippee skippy, but we're saying goodbye. So long farewell. Cat, we miss you. You're great. We'll hang around a tiny bit longer, and by a little longer, I'll say my final goodbyes. Next week, we're going to be painting in studio, hopefully, and finish up those WizKid and Gale Force 9, and then move on to maybe some Alien or Firefly. We'll see. We'll see what we want to do. Rick had mentioned he was painting Epic Encounters by Steamforge. We have some in studio as well, so you might be seeing some of those from us.
Cool.
Make sure you are liking us on social media so you get the notification or the ping. Follow us on Twitch and YouTube so that you know when we go live. And we go live every Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. I realize I have the wrong banner up for our hobby hangout. It still says 2 p.m. That's okay. Nobody cares except for me.
It's 2 p.m. somewhere.
It's 2 p.m. somewhere.
Our new tagline, The Late Late Show. It's 2 p.m.
somewhere. Thank you for everyone for joining. Thank you to Dave and Gretchen, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Thank you.